Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Crow's Nest Podcast, episode 13. This is a kind of late-ish Halloween episode that we don't have any question related to Halloween. But, I mean, it's number 13, and Halloween was yesterday, so why the hell not?
So, Halloween special.
Yep. We're gonna say boo a couple of times in the podcast, maybe, if we think about it.
Maybe not.
Probably not. So, let's get started. Oh, you have a washing
Dryer's
machine.
done.
Yeah. Well, at least it's done, so we probably won't hear it again.
Yeah, pretty much. I knew it was going to go off any minute, too.
Yeah. Alright, so let's get up, the first question from BluesFan55. What's up? You guys get to hear question from my ugly mug first, because I think he beat Clint by not a lot of time.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
Yeah. The first question up is Evok.
For you.
Yeah. Are you happy that Halifax has clinched a playoff spot?
So early.
Yeah, we actually clinched yesterday. I think we had 11 game remaining. Am I happy? Really? Because, well, I mean, not gonna lie. I mean, because it's one of our last season that Halifax is gonna be so strong. So to be sure that we are in the playoff is actually really nice, and to know it early, allow us to focus on not worrying about will we do it or not. So yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. We're up to 3 teams clinched now, too.
Yes, I think
PGF and Colorado.
Yes, that's the two team I was thinking of.
And I think if Detroit wins tomorrow and Kelowna loses, then they'll clinch.
It's possible, actually.
Well, it put them the same gap that Colorado is.
That's true, actually. So they will, if Kelowna don't win, they're gonna go up.
Yeah, and even though we're only 10 points ahead, we do have 2 games in hand over Kelowna, so that's nice.
Yeah, the next question is actually about that.
Yeah.
So, TDZ, St. Louis is 10 points below, above Kelowna with 13 games left.
Well, it's 11, but
Yeah.
it was probably before.
No, it was actually after.
Oh, whatever.
So you do think that you can stay above the Knights?
Yeah. I think we could stay above them. I mean, they gave up everything, and getting rid of a few of their players. They're probably still selling, I think today's the trade deadline, so we'll see if something pops up in the next hour or so.
Yeah, they have until midnight to do trades, and
Okay,
they are still trying to sell. So we'll see if someone bites. I know, we consider for a few minutes doing it, but we decide against, because the chemistry is pretty good with the Raiders right now. So I mean, we only have 5 regular time loses, and the GM decided to not want to mess with anything. So because last season we tried to trade actually with you for players, and it didn't turn out that amazing. So we decided not to do it.
Yeah. I think we'll stay ahead. The mix of them selling and then J-Bay going up to Hamilton and not coming back down. So they don't have... Or if she did, I don't know. I'm not sure if she did or not.
Who? Jamie?
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, so they're running with rookie goalie, basically. And probably an inactive. So, I don't think they have a good chance of making it. I'd be more worried about Vancouver sitting there, only 2 points behind them, and has an extra game to play. And they've been, I mean, they lost 2 today, but they've been playing decently over the last 10 games.
Yeah, they're climbing like slowly. Like they had a really rough start, but they are starting to like get better and better as the season goes.
Yeah, and that's just how every team's going to kind of be. They are going to get better because their depth forwards, the rookies are going to keep updating, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of teams are going to be that way. Kelowna will be strong next season because of their rookies. I'm not sure who Vancouver has, but I can't imagine they'll be in the basement forever. It's all cyclical.
Well, I'm pretty sure like the Raiders will be in the basement next season or close to it.
Yeah, and it's just how it is. It's rather you end up on top and then go to the basement, or you're on the basement and you end up on top, and then everybody in the middle kind of stays there.
Yeah, that's true actually.
All right. And then current 4-star cup favorites, like this is even a debate. I would have to say Halifax are 15 fucking points up. Y'all have 32 more higher differential than anybody. I mean,
We're pretty strong, I'll be honest. But like we don't have any amazing record against any team, especially. So I mean,
I
everything
think
could
y'all beat us pretty good.
not that much actually. Like we had 8 game versus you guys so far. We only won 3 in regulation and 2 in shootout. So we only won 5 of the 8. And like overtime, I don't really consider them like a big win over like another team
Yeah, it doesn't look
because
like overtime that much either. It's rather it goes to overtime and we go to the shootout, or it
yeah,
ends before.
like we have how many win do we have right now?
29, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, 29. So yeah, I was gonna say we have a lot not in regulation, but that's actually not true anymore. So yeah, the only team we like so far beat the shit out of is Detroit.
Yeah. Let's see, who are we good against? Prince George, actually, we have a winning record against. Vancouver, I'm not surprised. Everybody else, we're like 2-3, 2-4, somewhere in there. Montreal, we've only played twice. Well, actually, let me look at Prince George. We're 3-3 against them if you include the shootout loss, but I think that bodes well, especially with the way the standings are looking, because we might end up against Prince George or something like that. Oh, got my dog coming to join me. In the first round, if Colorado could knock them out, barring that we actually finish 6th. Because who knows, Montreal might hit a rough snap and we go ahead of them. We might hit a rough snap and Kelowna catches up. All right. And then on to Clint's questions. And the first one's been very controversial, I guess, or very talked about at least in the SHL for the past, I don't know, 3-4 days at least. I mean, it's come up time and time again, but it's peaked
It's been
again.
starting like this. Oh my god. Okay, no, I'm not saying anything. I was gonna say the topic started like not that long ago, but then I look at the first post. It's actually May 11th.
Yeah, it's been coming up on and off over time, and I think it's just getting brought up again because of some of the stuff going on with lines. But it's a lot of debate has happened between ice time inflation. What is your take on it?
I will say I'm a bit on the like edge for it. Like I understand why GMs are doing it because they want a chance to like win cups and everything. But it's also really disappointing, and I say that I don't know what their setting are, but it's also really disappointing for rookie coming up to see they don't have a lot of time because some team only play like 2 lines most of the time.
Yeah.
Like I know I don't remember which team it was, but I did a PvP once that they were only using 2 lines. Like they had 6 forwards, no more than that, and it's like, but that's really sad. Don't you have any like rookie you want to play or something?
It's Winnipeg, who has literally 6 forwards.
Yeah, that's.
They're all getting 50% ice time.
That's what I was thinking about. So it's like, what happened for you to not like to play that much your top players and not your rookie if you have any? Is it the rookie that didn't decide to come up? That could be also possible. But it's like, well, considering they will have like less than like they won't have a huge amount of high time, I would not want to go up either, to be honest, if you prefer to play always your 2 top line.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, limiting the high time could be really useful for like bringing rookie earlier on in the big league. Because at the end of the day, the SMGHL should also be only a development league. And this is actually something that came up a couple of times in my locker room as well. Spending 2, 3, 4 seasons in junior can actually hurt activity of some players. Like, you don't see any progression as soon as you hit 350 TPE that can pretty much be achieved like in 1 season. So after that, you spend every remaining season in junior just banking your TP. No progression, no nothing. Your build mostly doesn't change, except if you pay for it, like you did. So you're kind of always going to play the same game. So limiting the high time up in the big league could help like those kind of player that like you were drafted by a team that normally does that, but then they can't anymore, so they will have to call you earlier. And
actually, are you talking specifically about me or just in general?
In general.
Okay, yeah.
No,
I was like, let's talk about me with Calgary. I was like, actually, we're running 3 lines.
When I say like you, it was mostly just a TP redistribution.
Yeah.
But like I know some player like in my locker room got called, like they has to be called up earlier because they didn't want to spend a 3rd season, and some rookie are already talking about like I'm probably gonna lose interest if I don't have any progression for 2 seasons because whatever team gonna draft me won't be able to like make me play or won't want to make me play or would prefer I stay down and yada yada yada.
Yeah, and I agree completely. I said this in the Weekend Fun Time when we were talking about it. If there was a way to do it, there needs to be a way to do it anyways. It needs to be limited. But there needs to be a way to do it where the GMs don't throw a huge fit because they're going to. Not all of them, but the teams that utilize it more probably will. I think it would help the league overall. Like you said, it gets these rookies playing more. It really shows weaknesses on teams to have players going out and getting 29 minutes a night and your whole team is consisting of 6 forwards is a load of shit. And it really doesn't show a real – I know it's not realistic because, we have like injuries turned off and all this shit. But the fact that you can run 6 forwards and it's just like switch out, and it's ridiculous. What if there's a line brawl? What do they do then? If they lose 4 or 5 people at the same time, do they run one line for 5 minutes straight?
Well, actually, in those cases, like Simon T will actually like call whatever player in the team like to play, despite not being in the lineup. So.
But it's just, I think it's dumb. It hurts the league overall. You have players sitting here that are stuck in juniors, like you were saying, for extended periods of time where it's boring. Some choose to stay down so they can get the most TPE when they go up, and that's fine. But it should be the player's choice at all times. And if they're sitting down there for 3 seasons because they don't want to come up and play 4th line 3% minutes or some shit like that, then it really hurts the league overall in a lot of ways. And there needs to be a way to limit it. If maybe capping someone's player at 40 or 50% time, period, no matter how many lines are on. I don't care about the double shifting as much.
The only problem there is about that is that Simon T cannot do it. Like, you can put, and that's an argument that came up when it was discussed, because it has been discussed. And it's like, okay, but that's starting to be micromanaging. And what happened if a player does it one game because, like you said, someone got ejected, so one player has to play more as per the simulation?
That's trying to limit it in the sim, and you can't do that. But you can limit what they put on their lines.
Yes.
And that's what they need to do, is limit what their ice time percentage is on the lines. And you can't – I don't care about the double shifting as much as long as you're not taking away from rookie time. If you don't have any rookies up and it's all inactives, then so be it. But if you have rookies sitting here getting 10% ice time or something because you want to run 6 forwards at 70%, then it's ridiculous. And it needs to be limited to like 40% for forwards and like 50% for D at the absolute max. And that'll really show depth of teams, and it'll show how good these teams really are if they're having to play their shittier players. If you just got 6 forwards going out and 2D or 3D, 4D or something like that play like all your time, then it really doesn't show how good of a team you are. It just shows how good your top people are.
Yeah. So this is an interesting subject that I can't wait to see people talk about it more.
Yeah. All right, next up. Going into the SMJHL playoffs, which team has the best chance to take out the buzzsaw known as the Halifax Raiders?
Everyone? Simon T gonna be Simon T. Except of that, who did we lose the most against? I would say probably Colorado. And yeah, probably Colorado. Because we played 8 games against them out of 8, and we only won 4 of them. And that's the only team we actually have that many losses against.
Yeah. I would say PGF. PGF would have a chance if it's just a straight up like shootout. They've had problems at goalie. Giving up the most goals in the league, except for Kelowna, who's been using rookie goalies lately.
Yeah.
So they have the firepower, though. I think that if they can outscore you, they can take it. If it's playing a very even matchup, then it's going to be very tough. Like you said, we've matched up well against y'all so far for the most part. I don't think we could take 7 games, though, not as is. But we'll see with updates coming in the last week how.
Yeah, actually, the updates are gonna come like right before the playoffs, so I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't think they will wait another set of updates before starting the playoff, because the last sim should happen Monday.
Yeah.
Of the season. So
updates will go in Monday too.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be like update, last sim, and then playoff. I don't think we're gonna wait like to do another round of update, because that would be legit like a week of waiting.
Yeah, well, the other thing is updates continuously go through in juniors, unlike
That's
SHL.
True.
So, again, after that first week, which will probably be a round or two, we might be to finals by then, depending on how quick the series go.
Yeah.
But, you could have another batch of updates come in and throw everything off again.
Yeah, and fuck everything up. Let's go. Like, the less expected thing will happen, and like Vancouver will beat us in final in like 4 games, and I think I will cry.
Is it still going? It's 8 teams that all go this time, isn't it?
No.
Or is it still 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's still a playoff spot to like fight for.
Yeah.
It's just the best battle for first overall that was cut because it was not really making sense.
Which sucks because this would be the perfect year for it, with Kelowna and Vancouver hating each other.
That's actually true.
It'd be such a good series of them shitting on each other. Who's worse?
That'd probably be the Knights.
I don't know. Vancouver's been pretty bad.
Oh, they're getting better though. So who knows?
But yeah.
They don't sell everything.
You're gonna end up playing the lowest seed remaining though, so.
Well, it depends because we did not clinch first seed, so like we could end up anywhere. Still.
I highly doubt that.
I doubt it too.
You lose 15 points to get overtaken in 10 games, 9 games.
I would be really, really, really worried if we do that. Like, I would actually probably go through, like, all the sim, all the stat, all of everything to make sure everything is still fine.
Yeah, so you and then whichever one of Prince George, Colorado, Detroit, most likely. It's still a toss-up. Any of the other 5 teams could end up in those slots.
Well,
because there's enough games left.
We don't fight the lowest. We fight the lowest that made the second round.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So if we somehow beat whatever team we end up against, whoever the 3 seed is, if we finish 6th, then we'd have to fight you.
Yeah. So let's hope it's not happening.
We actually don't match up too well against Detroit, so I'm hoping to avoid them. They beat us pretty mercilessly this year.
Oh God.
Montreal, we went 1-1. It's ridiculous that we played Montreal twice this entire season, and we played y'all like 8 times now or some shit, and we still got to play you like another 5.
You probably have more to play against Montreal.
But we played y'all like 13 games this season.
No, against us you played like 10.
So far, we still play you like twice in the next couple days.
Total of 10. Like if you look at the versus stat, the first column is total game to be played, and after that it's like game played. So
yeah, that's just total game played.
Well, is it? Oh, no, it's total game to be played. The first column, and after that it's game played.
Why would it match every single one, though? That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's not, because if you look at us, it's like 10, and we played overall 8 games so far. You still have 2 games versus a Knight, 4 games against Montreal, and like 3 against Prince George.
Yeah, 29, 38. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's 50 total. But still, the fact that we have 10 against you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
9 against Prince George, and then 6 against a bunch. It's kind of crap scheduling, because we ended up facing the best team multiple times.
That's actually what happened to us in the first season. Like, the first season, we played 10 game versus, like, Colorado, and 10 game versus, what's the other one? Vancouver. So it's like, really? Can we play someone else? Like, and then we actually played like almost all of the 10 at first, and it's really frustrating. But there is no way to fix that except if we create a longer schedule.
Well, you just have to have someone actually create the schedule and go through it, and it's a pain in the fucking ass.
No, the thing is that we asked Alan to try to fix this. The first season I was in the SMGHL HO, and he was saying that the last time they tried to use a custom-made schedule, it broke the sim. Like, they were not able to use it. So, like, they didn't try again, and you cannot make uneven, like, scheduling. So you could not say to Simon T, okay, match me like 7 times against everyone. and then we would decide the last 2 games. Like,
No,
it's not able to
I know
do
you
that.
can't do that, but you can actually sit there and create which team you want to each day. So
Yeah,
the
but
only way
it was not working.
it wasn't working probably because they did something wrong that Simon T wasn't going to allow.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because they didn't follow the thing. The thing is, though, is you can make the 50-game schedule, just make a schedule, and then you could edit it. So you could go in and change, like, okay, it's like Halifax and St. Louis play 10 times, and Montreal and St. Louis play this many times, and it's like, all right, so we'll edit Halifax down to 8, we'll edit Montreal up to 8, and we'll kind of see where it falls with the other teams. And it is a big pain in the ass. It could be done, but I wouldn't say to do it, to be honest.
Well, when we were talking about doing it, it's like create, how to say, just create custom-made block, and then you fill with the remaining games, so...
Yeah,
but,
it's not worth the hassle.
Yeah. Like, it's annoying, but, like, is it worth to be, like, that annoying for whoever has to do it? And unfortunately, I don't think they will also expand the season length, because then many people would complain, so...
Nah, season's fine. Length is fine.
Well, you would have only, I think it's 2 games, and we would have even matchup against everyone. So that's why, but expanding by 2 games, like, there's so many people here that would complain because SHL like to complain. So.
Yeah, adding one more day would be the end of the world. Or it could get rid of some of these one sim games, or one sim days, so...
That's actually true.
We did 2 in a row. Like 2 days in a row that we had one sim, and then we played 2 today. And then we have 3 tomorrow and 3 the next day.
Oh my god.
I'm like, so we have like 4 games in 3 days, and then we have 6 games in 2 days.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Alright, since both of you are in the Season 38 Discord, which rookies are the most active in there? None of them? The chat is so dead.
Okay, wait, I'm trying to scroll up to see when's the last time a rookie comment. Okay.
That one that did the trolling shit?
No, it's yesterday, actually. Yesterday at 9
It was still him.
Well, it's not Dominic Boltfan, though.
Was
it did the trolling stuff? I think it was Sammy's friends.
No, it was him. He admitted to it.
What? I would have kicked his shit.
His little Discord he keeps plugging, he told them to all come in. I don't even know how he could invite.
Wow, I would kick his shit. So, okay, it's him. After that, Seth Trolling, who's a recruit in the same morning, but after that...
Yeah, it's pretty much dead in there. I think most of the people are in their individual locker rooms. And I mean, I know for a fact some of these talk, like Bobby's in St. Louis. We also got... I don't even see him in here now. I'm looking. We also got Dermot, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So he talks a lot. You know, Anuj talks a lot. I don't even know if he's in this one or if he's just in ours. We have quite a few rookies that talk in ours, and I talk to Thunder a lot. Still, I help him with a lot of stuff all the time. So, I know these rookies are active. They just don't talk in here.
Yeah, so but the Discord is dead, so it's not worth it.
Yeah. All right, Evok, what teams would you not want to face in the playoffs?
I think we all touch a bit of that, but just to repeat, it would be probably Colorado. Yes, that's a team I said earlier. And TDC, what team would you not want to face in the playoffs, not named the Halifax Raiders?
And like I said, Detroit's been stomping us all season. So I would not want to face them.
Would you prefer face the Raiders or Detroit?
Oof. I mean, look at these versus stats here and see how we line up against both. Detroit, we have lost 4 out of our 6.
Oh, that's actually hard.
Yeah, and against y'all, we've lost why am I skipping over it?
You lost
5 out of the
3.
6.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
include the
that's true.
shootout losses. But the shootout losses could go either way in the playoffs because that's going to continue.
Yeah.
Overtime. Oh, give me your skunk dog. You're not squeaking it. Not today. Or at least not while I'm recording.
So yeah, that could be. That's true. There would not be shootout playoff in. So that would be interesting to see. We
Come here,
actually
dog.
don't have any OT. Oh well, that's at the same time OT is like 5 minutes. So.
Yeah, so it doesn't really last as long.
Okay, so next up is both of you have multiple jobs. Which one would you deem your favorite?
Mentor.
Mentor?
Easy. I mean, I haven't done the awards stuff yet, though I've heard nightmares about soon. Sorry, bud. And,
It won't be that bad if you do it fast.
yeah, which I will. I mean, I'll get it in. And then, updating's terrible, so.
Oh, it's terrible.
Anything beats out Updater, so.
Updater is the last of my list.
Actually, I very much enjoy Mentor, so, it would probably win no matter what other job I had on the site. Co-head of Ireland, I enjoy that when it's IIHF time, but considering it's only for like a week or two every season,
there's a lot of like time down.
Yeah.
So that's actually what I was gonna say. Like I love like doing Ireland stuff, but it's not enough to keep me like saying like yeah it's the best job I have because it's like once every few months. So for me the best job I have would like probably be banker because it's simple and pay well. It's literally mechanical jobs. I don't have to deal with anyone. I just enter numbers on a spreadsheet and I get paid for it. So it's an amazing job. But SMGHL is really close to it.
Yeah.
And Updater is like the last one. Sorry, but it's...
Updating's always going to be the last one.
Yes.
Alright. Thoughts on the SHL All-Star Game? And if this is a success, would you want one for the SMJHL?
I will say that I did not follow much more what it was, but I'm all down for All-Star games, to be honest.
Yeah, it seems like a fun concept. It replaces the fantasy series, it seems, a little bit. Though I don't know if there's like a payout.
Probably not.
There might be a money payout. I don't know. And
money's
like
it, so.
If there is, there isn't. It's a trivial thing, anyways, because it's just money.
Yeah.
Most of the people that are good enough, that their players are doing well enough to be in it, don't really need the extra money, but they ain't gonna turn it down.
That's true.
But yeah, it seems really fun. I was trying to get SHL up, but it's being a B. Rather that or my internet is.
I think it's the website because the website's always shit.
Probably. I was gonna go look because I know Joe is one of the captains who has to draft the team, and I don't know who got the other spot.
Yeah,
I didn't go look. Joe's just talking about it.
The farm is shit. Like I'm trying to go to and I can't.
Oh well, I still got the questions up. That's all we need.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems really fun. It might be a pain in the ass to do it for both SHL and SMJHL, but I think it would be really fun if they did. The fact that they're doing it, hopefully, during the season, or at least getting most of the legwork done during the season, like the drafting and the teams and all that, and that way it can just be simmed whenever they're going to sim it, whether during or after the season. I think that works out pretty well.
Yeah.
So we're not delaying the off season even more for more people to complain about it. Oh, now the forum's up.
But yeah, for me, like I would enjoy seeing it. Like we did only voting there was only voting last season for All-Star team that I don't know who voted for, but I liked to see who was selected on which team of All-Stars.
Actually, drafting is going now or just finished because it started at 5 o'clock today. So
Oh, that's early.
teams are up.
That's early.
Yep, looking at the teams now.
Where's the draft?
It's an SHL discussion. I think it was
Oh.
done in Discord probably, and then there wasn't any fancy thing about it. Just it was posted.
Thank you for no fancy thing.
Oh no, yeah, it was there. Never mind, I'm looking at it. Yeah, there was. It looks like Sammy just announced every one
Yeah.
for them. Very simple, so that actually probably helped a lot.
Yeah, because I'll be honest and say that like having to wait for jersey and everything during the draft like is a pain in the ass. So thank you, no fancy thing.
It'll be interesting. Next question. I lost it. All right, there we are. What'd you do to make your player so good? Specifically to you, not me, because I suck.
I have no clue. I'll be honest, I don't know. It's a pleasant surprise. I knew I was gonna be like decent because I mean we still had most of the team of last season and everything, and I had a good season last year, but I was not expecting to be that good. If it can stay, I will be really happy. If it doesn't, I will still be really happy how I performed this season. I mean, I'm probably the person that got the closest in terms of like pace to beat the goal scoring records that was established in season 32. And I know because I'm talking every day about it with Zune because he holds the title, and it's really funny to mess with him. So that was actually really interesting, and yeah, I didn't do anything special, so I really don't know.
What is the goal scoring record?
34 goal, yeah, and I'm on pace, or 35, and I'm on pace to be like tied at least, and if I have a lucky bounce, I can like beat it.
Okay, yeah.
But that's a pace, so I'm like, I mean, probably I'm not gonna reach it, but
You never know. You could blow it out. You could not even get another one for the rest of the season. So much shit happens.
Yeah. Or it's 34 and I'm on pace for like 34.5 or something like that. Like literally what I need is like 6 inline game. Which is still doable. Like it's gonna be clutch, but it's doable.
You have more goals than I have points.
Really?
Yeah, it has been a bad season for me. I am just terrible.
Oh, that's actually really sad. You don't even have 29 points?
23 points.
Oh, ouch. I'm really sorry for you.
Yeah, I'm like the third D-man on my team, and I've led D-man on St. Louis for the last 2 seasons.
How much does your top scoring has?
36.
Oh my god.
So we don't really have anybody like super high compared to some other teams. But top scoring D-man though is only at 30. So
it's not too bad. But
yeah, so I'm a little bit behind, but not terrible. It's just overall as a team we can't score that well. And I'm just not finding the net.
Yeah,
most of my points have been assists too.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to like. Well, not this season for me it seems, but last season I was really frustrated by that because I didn't have that much goal. So at least at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I'm just. Hopefully, we'll figure out what works for the playoffs and get it going, or maybe, if not, then I can go up to Calgary and uncap, and we'll see what happens then.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, you can be called up, but you cannot be sent down if you don't. You could probably like squeeze in like the playoff for Calgary if
yeah, we got to miss the playoffs.
Huh?
So we probably have to miss the playoffs for me to get called up for the playoffs and get uncapped.
Yeah,
He might
that's
call
true.
me up, but I wouldn't get TPE applied probably because I think they stop right when the playoffs start.
So that would suck, actually.
Yeah, so I wouldn't play any, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get 1 minute and pull a CrossFit and brag about my trophy.
Yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to do last season, and what I want to do this season if I can too. Like depending what happened with the Wolfpack as well. So it's starting to get better for the Wolfpack, but we'll see if they can get better enough to stay where they are.
Yeah. All right, this one's for me, I'm sure.
Yeah,
well, the first
next
part
up
is
is for you. Biggest weakness on St. Louis.
goalie.
Really?
And it's not even – it's ridiculous because he's got pretty high TPE. But for some reason, like, I don't know if the defense sucks in front of him, probably because I'm one of them. Like,
But did he apply them at the right place and everything?
yeah, I mean, we talked to a couple people that know the goalies better because me and Joe don't know it and got the help that we needed with him, and he talked to people, and, you know, we got it where it should be, and it's getting applied, and he's updating, and he's over 300, which
But
should
it's
be
not
enough with 4 cap D-men in front of him.
Oh my god, you have so many demon and like it's not working.
Yeah, it just I don't know what it is. I don't blame him at all. It's just STHS being a cunt, for lack of a better word.
Well, he said on his like head today, so I mean.
Yeah, hopefully it's a sign of things to come. Hopefully we're not giving up 40 fucking shots again.
I would not mind.
I wouldn't either if the result's the same against you.
Yeah, no, actually, that was what I was gonna say. Like, but the results have to be different.
And then, biggest weakness, if any, for Halifax?
Depth. I would say. Not that they are bad. They are still present and updating and everything. At least most of them. But I know that after the first line, the point total are starting to reduce dramatically fast.
Yeah, even after this, like, it goes down quite a bit for the second line, and then after that, it drops a ton.
Yeah. So if to put the listener in the context, so Schmolander is the forward that has the less point on the first line, the forwards with 43, and after that, the first, like the top scoring second line is 28. So that's already a difference of 15 points.
Yeah.
And if we go on the third line, the top pointer of the third line is 9 points. So yeah, we don't have any depth, but we do have it, but it's not there. And like, let's not talk about demon. Well, they're not there to score, but like we have some demon with terrible like plus minus. Like Jack Sanders and Lucas Meyer with minus 14 and minus no, Meyer is not
Trucker Grogan.
Yeah, Grogan is the defenseman with minus 11.
It probably doesn't help with his 67 penalty minutes.
Well, it's Grogan, to be honest. Like, he's a penalty machine, so
But only one 5-minute major. Impressive.
Yeah, I got one too. I actually got ejected of a game.
You got 31 penalty minutes.
Yeah, I'm terrible this season. I get points, but I also get a lot of penalty minutes. It's crazy when you think about it.
I'm the opposite. I don't get any penalty minutes or points.
Well, 31 is still pretty decent, but like I would prefer to not have any if I could.
Yeah.
But
I think I have 12, maybe? Yeah, I have 12. But our team as a whole, other than a couple D-men, ERM's Tor and Seth Page, ERM has 62 penalty minutes.
Damn.
He's been a penalty machine, and Seth is up to 38. Other than them, oh no, Cuddles. I forgot about Trella, he's always taking penalties. Though he's been better this season. He's up to 40. Last season he had a ton.
Yeah. Like last
And
season
another
I had
demon.
8.
Actually, this is why we're giving up bad goalie, or the goalie's
Bad
getting
goals.
lit up. Yeah. One D-man's got 73 penalty minutes. One's at 62. One's at 38.
Oh my god. So they are all winning the box.
Yeah, we have a bunch of D-men in the box, and I'm sitting on the ice getting lit up.
That's actually really sad.
Because that's why I have a -1 rating.
Yeah. But, my player is a goon this season. I don't know why. But, stuff happened. I mean, I started a fight with someone for no reason. Like, I don't see why my player would start a fight versus someone. But I did. So I was like, what?
You never know. Like, I don't have anything in fighting over in GOMHL, and I've had a ton of fights with my center. I don't even get it. And, like, I think they had, like, playoffs, games 3 and 4 were simmed today, and I had a fight in both games.
Oh my.
I'm like, it's the fucking playoffs. And it's like, why am I fighting? But it's just STHS, I guess, sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, whatever at this point. Do what you want.
Yeah. All right. Favorite people in your junior team locker room?
Blah. Well, I don't want to pick someone, I'll be honest, because everyone is nice. I don't like doing that kind of stuff of picking someone. I know it sounds like really bad. Well, not bad but you ask a question and you don't get answer. But at this point, it's like, I like everyone. Like, I don't want to pick someone especially to say this one is the best. Like, it's not true.
Yeah, I don't have that problem as much.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem calling people out as much, though
Well,
I don't want to start drama.
Yeah,
so
but
I'm not going
I don't have any problem with someone. Like, I just, like, either don't mind them or like them. So.
Yeah, I mean, I do with a few. Again, though, I'm not going to name names because I'm not going to be petty or start drama right now, even though I could. But people specifically that I talk to a lot in our locker room, Dizzy, I'm always talking to Dizzy. Blues fans always there. I like some of our rookies a lot, Dermot and the Dude and Bobby. All three of them have been great. Anuj, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Probably fucking it up bad. He's been pretty cool. And I'm always talking to Joe, so Joe probably fucking hates me.
Why?
I'm always in his ear. I'm like, all right, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. We need to change this. I act like a coach, even though I'm not. And he just, except I don't have final say. I just tell him what I think, and then he ignores it.
Wow. Well, I mean,
No. He doesn't ignore it.
Points, though.
He ignores it if need be, if it's something dumb.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you don't always say dumb stuff, so.
I don't know. It's been pretty bad lately.
Wow. It's really sad.
Yep. Such is life. All right. Who's your next guest? I don't have any idea.
Blah.
Yeah. Like I've said, we want to get this rolling again, but it's just not the time right now.
We're gonna have to stop saying that at one point. It's never the time.
Yeah. It's rather gonna have to just not do guests or something. It might just be a very rare thing.
Yeah, it
where
might
it doesn't
be
happen very
special
often.
once in a while when people are actually telling us they are interested to come and not just mentioning it once and never again.
I've had a few people that have, said it a couple times. Cam in our locker room. Yuma.
Okay.
And, I would love to get you guys in here. It's been so hard with scheduling. Maybe over the Christmas break we can do like a special Christmas one when
maybe, yeah.
When school schedules aren't as weird with me.
Actually, I might not be in town over Christmas, so we're gonna have to check.
Yeah, I don't go back to school to like January 6th or some shit like that. So, even if it's early January, if we have to do that, maybe. we'll see just how schedules work out. It's just been really hard with school schedules to plan anything. And next semester might work out a little better because I have a lot of night classes.
Okay.
So I won't be. I know what days that I'm not going to be able to record at night, and I know which days that I have classes during the day that I have to worry about. So like a lot of times we record on Wednesday, or
we don't.
Yeah, or we don't record at all, and then sometimes we can push it back. But I have school late on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's really hard to get in here and record after being at school till 5 something.
Yeah, that's why we don't do them on like Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah, so we'll get guests eventually, but I think it's going to probably end up being more of a special occasion thing. And
I agree.
How was trick-or-treating? I don't know if you went.
No.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I'm too old, and I actually don't even like give candy because I'm a cheap bastard that don't like kids.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm buying candy, I'm eating it.
That's pretty much it. Like, I'm buying them for me, not for kids. So,
Yeah.
I didn't do any trick-or-treating, but my work offered us like candies and shit, and that was great. Like,
Yeah,
I like candies.
I haven't gone trick-or-treating in like 15 years or some shit like that. If I go now, it would be going with like my niece and nephew and taking them. And I'm not going to get candy for me. I just want them to get candy. So, non-existent, I guess, would be my trick-or-treating. And we had a bowl of candy, or still have, had. Sounds like I gave it all out or ate it all. So we had candy just in case any kids came around, and we didn't get any kids. So, I don't live in the nicest neighborhood, and it seems like in this town, a lot of people they go to the same neighborhoods to the point where they're packed.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And yeah.
Yeah, we were doing that when we were a kid. Like, we were always going to the rich, like.
Exactly. But it's there's a couple really rich neighborhoods, and they're douchebags, and they don't ever give out candy. So you have to go to like the upper middle class.
Wow. Okay.
Not the upper class, but like the upper middle class. They're the nice ones.
Yeah, I can see.
All right, a couple NHL questions. We can probably handle fast because we got like 10 minutes left. Yeah. All right, Evok, what would you think is the biggest problems with the Habs of right now?
Blah. I will be honest. I don't really follow this season so far.
It's probably not a bad idea.
Because, yeah, I really enjoy sim leagues, and I'm in a lot of sim leagues, so I spend a lot of time actually, like, doing sim league stuff. Which make that I forget games are actually happening and I don't look at them. Except of that, I would say our forwards are not actually like doing their job.
They're not doing anything.
Of the time. Yeah. Like I know we didn't score a lot, I believe, which really doesn't help us at all. We're only 31 goal for, which is good for like third of our conference, fourth of our conference. So it's not really good. Like you'd expect like players to score more, which is how you actually win.
Your highest scoring player is Weber.
Yeah, for points, and then for goals we have Gallagher,
and Pacioretty,
and Galchenyuk.
Yeah.
And after that it's Weber. So I'm expecting a bit more of like player like Drouin and Lekanen that are playing like still like top line or second line minutes. That only has 2 goals in 12 matches. It's really not a lot.
I think the biggest tell of the team is those plus-minus numbers. -4, -4, -4, -3, -2, -1, -3, -3, -3, -3, -5, -5, -6, -3, -5. You got to go all the way to Jordy Ben before you get somebody in the positive. That plays 17 minutes a game as a D-man, so they don't play that much.
Yeah, so, like, I would say probably, like, offense is not present for the Abs. Which they need to have more. I mean, goalie are, like...
He hasn't been good either, though.
Goalie is also getting a bit too much light up, probably.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at his stats. You can't even find goalies on here? The hell, NHL website. You're terrible. Let's Google Carey Price's numbers.
Probably not that good. Let me check. I'm actually on the page. So he has 3.64 goals against average and a save percentage of .883.
Yeah.
It's not good. What the fuck?
And only 3 wins in 10 games.
Yeah, so, like, he also had a lot of problems.
Yep. I think Montreal just got to find what's working right now. I'm surprised they didn't try and trade for Shipachyov, even though he's unproven, and the whole thing with Vegas has been handled pretty shittily. But, you know, you got to try something, and y'all got the cap space to try it. So, but they didn't. All right. The next question is for me and the Penguins and what our weakness is, and it's easy as fuck. It's D. Our D's been atrocious this season. Letang's not playing up to what he usually plays. He's a negative 14 right now, which is just, yeah, it's insane. It only has 7 points. He's not really scoring. He's not helping on D right now. Since he came back from his injuries, he hasn't been up to snuff yet. But he did come back, and, like, he missed all the training camp and everything. He got cleared to skate, like, right as preseason was starting, and then was, like, immediately in. So I think he's still knocking off the rust a little bit, and as it goes, hopefully he'll catch back up. Mata's actually been pretty good for us, which has been nice. We lost Schultz to injury. He was one of our better D-men. He's out with a concussion, so God knows when he comes back. Ian Cole's a third-pairing D. He'll never be more than that. Hunwick was doing pretty well for us. Surprisingly, he's hurt. Dumoulin's our only good D-man right now, I think. Other than Mata, both of them are about it. We're just, between injuries and the ones that we have not playing up to snuff, it's just been bad on D. And then some of our forwards aren't scoring at the rate that they should be, and our goalies haven't been the greatest, but we got rid of Niemi, so it can't be that bad anymore. I think Niemi straight up like lost us like 4 games, so... We actually got some questions from Tweedledum.
Oh, wow.
Put in right before we finished. And he said, where should I put my TPEs?
In fighting.
I'll be more serious, but yeah, fighting's always a good choice. Let's look at this here. Playmaker, passing, skating, puck handling strengths, checking weakness.
Probably climbing up against skating and passing if you can still put points in it.
Yeah. Defense. Oh, wait, he can't because it's not strength. It's at 90. Skating. Yeah, maybe. Maybe passing. Get scoring up to 90, passing up to like 95 or 99, skating up to about 90. Something like that. I don't know. And how much candy did you eat yesterday on a scale of 1 to America? And it was like a 2.
probably say. Let me check. I would say Alaska. Like, I think it's the 49th state. I don't really know. I googled it and it gave me Alaska. So I would say that. It was just a joke about, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't eat too much. I had a little bit, but...
I don't know how many I eat, I'll be honest, but, like, a lot.
Yeah, we got the bowl of, like, little mini candies, and I had, like, a couple Reese's and a couple of those, like, single Kit Kat bars that are, like, a quarter of a real one. If that. Alright, and I think that is it for questions.
Yes, the last comment was Pride Takeover. Let's go, guys!
Yeah, good luck. I don't hate you, like a lot of people apparently do. I hope y'all do well. Don't see it happening for at least another couple seasons, but it'll happen.
Yeah, going there slowly.
Alright. Well, thank you everybody for the questions again.
Yep.
Always getting us money, which is nice.
Really appreciate it. And we will talk to you next episode.
Yep. Hopefully next Wednesday we'll see. I don't know how.
We'll see closer to the Wednesday.
Yeah. And this is why we don't have guests as much, because it's literally like Wednesday morning. It's like, you want to do it tonight? And it's like, we'll see.
Yep. So, see you later, everyone.
Thank you again. This is TDZ.
Evok.
And y'all have a good November now.
Yeah. So, see ya, everyone.